Well, we start with the subject of water. And for months, the taps in New Road, which is a suburb of Asante Mampong, have been running dry, and nobody seemed to care.
Women and children who live in the area have had to devote time and resources to look for water. Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin has the rest of the story.
Only one borehole constructed by an individual is available to the entire community. It is an exhausting day for Ata and her colleagues who have to do extra work to get water.
During the dry season, we go through hardship. What you see here is the kind gesture of an individual. Our taps do not come at all, so we are appealing to the chief to come to our aid.
The water shortage has hit the community so hard, even men are compelled sometimes to queue up for their needs.
For now, we rely on the borehole for our daily supply.
The situation becomes more alarming during the dry season. It is unlikely to end anytime soon, as calls on authorities to intervene are yet to receive attention. Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin reporting.
Menshia has officially announced its support for Tumfor's Marehene Bafo Shemang Brintio the 6th in the Ashanti Region Council of State race, slated for next week.
Secretary to the Otumfor, Kofi Owusu-Boateng, confirmed at a press conference at the Menshia Palace on Sunday that the Asantehene has cleared his Marehene to represent the interests of Asanteman at the seat of government.
If you are a chief or a traditional ruler, so to speak, and you want to embark on anything outside your jurisdiction, for instance, he wants to become a member of the Council of State, he had to seek the permission of the Otumfor, and he saw the permission of Otumfor. He informed the office. We had to verify from Otumfor, so we did verify from Otumfor. He said yes, he had given him the clearance to contest for the position of a member of the Council of State. And more importantly, I think he gave his consent because he believes that he's very knowledgeable. So it's a very serious place.
Marehene Bafo Shaman Bretu IV said if he wins next week's Council of State elections, top of the agenda for him will be to push for a law that will require all gold exported from the country to be refined. He says the move will sanitize mining of the precious metal, as well as reduce the effects of illegal mining and accrue more financial benefit to the country from the mining sector.
Now we all know the problems that we are facing with Galamsey, and this is something that Asantema is also suffering under the ill effect of mining gold illegally. It is our belief that if the gold in Asantema is mined and it is not exported raw, but it is refined, one can be sure that there will be a lot of benefit to the people of the region, along the lines that the refineries over here, and I'm happy to announce that Nana Tepahene, I'm working with him in setting up a refinery in Tepa.
We turn our attention to mainstream politics, and the minority leader, Member of Parliament for Tamale South, Haruna Idrisu, has called on President Akufo-Addo to end the continuous harassment and intimidation of NDC supporters by calling rampaging MPP supporters to order.
The Tamale Metropolitan National Health Insurance Scheme and the Youth Employment Agency offices were forcefully locked on Friday by some irate youth suspected to be sympathizers of the NPP. The minority leader who visited the affected offices on Sunday also asked the police to be proactive in dealing with such incidents.
The forceful seizure and attacks on state facilities have been rampant since the MPP won the 2016 presidential elections. The youth have on several occasions attempted to take over facilities including toll booth, toilets facilities, school feeding programs, and some offices of the Youth Employment Agency across the country. On Friday, irate youth suspected to be supporters of the NPP locked up the two facilities in the northern region. The Member of Parliament for Tamale South, who visited the area, urged the president to call on his supporters to order and asked the police to bring the perpetrators to book.
That's certainly very, very disappointing, and we don't take kindly to this development. Whilst the NPP may have a right to rule, they have no right to disrespect the right of other people, and they have no right to infringe upon workers' rights, and they have no right to undermine the functioning of state and public institutions. And it's about time that the new Patriotic Party leadership, and more importantly, President Akufo-Addo, calls their masquerading youth to order, and that they should know that they have no monopoly over these acts. And therefore,
MP for Ningbo Pram Sam George is appealing to newly approved Minister of Works and Housing Samuel Atachia to construct a sea defense wall urgently for his constituency.
Sam George says more than 50% of the land in his home community, Old Ningbo, has been washed away as a result of the rise in the sea level. He does not want the current government to abandon plans by the previous administration to protect the community.
Old Ningbo is the ancestral home of every Ningbo man in my constituency. My constituency is made up of two paramounts or traditional areas, Ningbo and Pram. And the sea has eroded close to 50% of the town. More than half of Old Ningbo is, in fact, my family home, where I would call my ancestral home, is in the sea. It's gone. It's been washed away. And this is being accentuated by the fact that in parts of Keita, there's a sea defense wall. In parts of the western region, there's a sea defense wall. It means the water has to find space. And so it's increased the amount of erosion that's happening in the Ningbo and Adan areas. And it's important and very necessary that the minister designate, or who we've just approved for Works and Housing, Honorable Samuel Atachia, would advert his mind to Ningbo. I mean, I was hopeful that President Mahama would have been made president because he visited the site with the then Minister, Honorable Kwekwajiman Menu, and he promised us that it was going to be captured in the 2017 budget. Unfortunately, he's not going to be president, and that's why I made an appeal to the incoming minister to consider and look favorably on the sea defense wall for Old Ningbo. I think that holistically, as a nation, we must look to defend our entire coastal line. It's going to be costly, but eventually it would have the benefits of it. I mean, there are communities in the Volta region, in the western region, that have disappeared completely. Same is happening in the Dangme land, and there's the need for us to have a sea defense wall there. And that's why for me, I'm MP for Ningbo Pram. I'm speaking for my constituents, and I'm saying that it is a major need that we have. There is the need for a sea defense wall. Thank you very much.
The head of marketing at the Ghana Textiles and Printing Limited, GTP, has called on the new administration to resuscitate the Volta Star Textile Limited through increased investment.
Volta Star, formerly known as Japan Textile Limited, has been the main supplier of grey bafts for the local textile companies, but has had its activities hampered over the years due to inadequate capital. Speaking to Joy Business, the head of marketing at GTP, Stephen Bedu, said revamping the company will create jobs in the industry.
Volta Star is 100% owned by the state. It's owned by the Ministry of Trade and Industry. And that is why we are appealing to them. If they can get Volta Star running more efficiently, I'm telling you, we are prepared to buy everything that they make. And it is advantageous to us in the sense that the lead times are shorter. Of course, we buy whatever we buy from Volta Star at the world market price. It is no different from what we buy from China. As we speak, we source our grey baft from Volta Star, from Benin, and from China, or the Far East. All right. Our aim, our desire, is to be able to grow the proportion we buy from Volta Star from the current low levels to a very high level. But that is if only Volta Star can supply. And they have challenges with their working capital. So if this incoming government can really help boost their working capital, we'll be very happy to. And it's not just us, it is going to help the entire country. It is going to create a lot of employment for us, from the farmers, the logistics, the transport, the trucks that bring all these cottons way down from the north to the Volta region, from the Volta region to Greater Accra region where this is made. It is going to have a ripple effect on our employment and economy as a whole.
And before we go, the Appointment Committee of Parliament will resume sitting this morning.
Tourism Minister Designate Catherine Afeku, Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, Osei Mensa Bonsu, and Planning Minister Designate Professor Jan Bafo will appear before the committee. Stay tuned right here on Joy News. We'll bring you live coverage when the sitting gets underway.
So we bring you a lot more live coverage issues on the channel as well as on the show. And as always, please make sure you get interactive on Facebook. We're streaming there live. Join Us on TV is the name of the page you have to go looking for. And our Join Us on TV is our Twitter handle. Remember, we have a one-on-one.
Yeah, one of the things that we'll put on Facebook that you can comment on is for you to ask Al-Hassan Suhini, the Tamale North Member of Parliament, who is new in Parliament but also a member of the Appointments Committee. What kind of questions would you want to ask him? Send it to us so we can ask on your behalf. That's coming up right here on the show.